It's our opportunity to talk to former high school athletes from the state of Kansas that are now competing at a college or university in the state of Kansas. And joining us on the show today is going to be Chloe Parker, a member of the Neosho County women's basketball team and out of Riverton High School. Chloe, appreciate you coming on the show. I mean, for you now, year two in college, what's that difference like from just that first year of college to the second year?
The difference I would say is knowing to what to expect. Coming in as a freshman, you have no clue what to expect. You're kind of thrown to the wolves, and you're like, all right, time to figure this life out. First time kind of away from the home, from the family, from the just everything. And me, I mean, I'm only an hour and a half away, but it's still a difference. It's still a change. Um, Trying to create. You show up first practice and you're like, all right, what am I dealing with? Kind of not to know what to expect. You go from being the best person on your team to your high school to all right, everyone's good. Everyone has competition. You finally have some people to compete with and battle with, and it's that first month, 2 months was probably the hardest 2 months of my experience so far in my college career. Going through like we call it like Hell Week and stuff like that. It's a battle of the mind and the body. You got to get your mental and physical state right, or the truth is you just ain't gonna make it. You know, um, it's every man for themselves, and the top 15 make it. So
What helped you kind of adjust, going back to your freshman year at Neosho, like what helped you kind of adjust and settle in?
I would say one thing is just focusing mainly on uh myself and my habits and what I want to create myself better for. Also just keeping in touch with the people you love and know. That kind of helps you stay like prepared and ready and like help you through things. Also not being afraid, and also like something that helped me is like I joined a church and like kind of stay close to the community. That kind of helped because that people at church have now grown to be a part of family like me. They're people I tend to go to, hang out with, call them if I want to do something.
Nice.
Kind of creating yourself and opening yourself to a community that's welcoming and that will accept you. Trying to bring yourself out to the community as well. Like we do a lot of community service here as a women's basketball team. Like we go to also local churches. We do food banks with them. We help people with like little kid carnivals and stuff like that. We go to the middle school and high school and play with the kids. Creating opportunities and making yourself known in the community is a huge help as well.
You go back to, Riverton High School. What was it like just competing at Riverton at high school?
I loved community at Riverton. Riverton community is probably one of the closest communities I could say I've been a part of. You know, um, every day, every game was competing, man, competition. We have CNC is a tough conference. I love playing teams. I loved playing those hard teams though. I loved playing Colgan. I loved playing Frontenac. I love playing Girard. Those are the teams I always look forward to playing because we could compete. There's competition. And playing against tough, just tough teams like that. Girard's play at Girard is always a tough atmosphere. I mean, I love playing at Girard because the crowd and the student section is always powerful and they're always loud. I love playing in those tough environments. Um, Playing Colgan, always going in as the underdog. I love being the underdog in every situation. It's just part of me. I mean, I feel like I've always been underdog, so being that underdog everywhere we go, I mean, it just feels some kind of it gives you some kind of different urge, to want to play, want to win, want to compete. And so that's kind of one thing. I feel like I left my mark in Riverton. I really hope I did. Kind of leading the team. The 4 years I was there, starting from freshman year all the way to my senior year. That's one thing I really wish I hope I did was leave a mark. So
Any specific games that stand out in your time there at Riverton? Any highlights from high school games?
One of my favorite games I played in was my senior night against Baxter. It was probably one of the best games I've ever played. I had a double double, almost a triple double, which is pretty cool. That would have been really
Nice.
cool, first triple double. Um, but I love playing like Baxter again because they're like close town rivals. Galena was always fun. Going to Galena and competing was always fun. I liked whenever Mia Sarwinski was from Galena. I really liked playing against her. Me and her always went at it. It was super fun. Um, I always liked. We played. I think we played Girard second. We always played Girard sometime in sub-state. I always liked that game too. I think we played, and then we also played Frontenac. Our first time beating Frontenac was at their place my senior year, and that was one of the highlights of my high school years because
Nice.
they had to beat Frontenac in 13, 14 years, and that was a big deal. Beating Frontenac. We also beat Girard. They came back and got us in sub-state, but I mean, just having those highlights. We played. I always like playing at Colgan too. Colgan's atmosphere is always different, always fun, always active. The crowd also always they're very like made me aware that I was a great player. Keeping my confidence high. So yeah, those are probably some of my favorite moments.
Multi-sport athlete. During the fall, you played football, right?
Yes, sir.
So what got you excited about football and just continuing that interest as you got into high school?
So I played football since I was in second grade. Joined the boys early. My sister I have a twin sister. She runs track at Evangel.
Nice.
She she was a cheerleader. We always went to like the Pee Wee football games, and I always sit on the sidelines watching her cheer. But I always loved the football game. I was sitting there, always engaged, figuring out what's going on. My first Super Bowl I watched was the Seahawks Broncos. That was super fun. I think it was 2014, somewhere in there. I don't know. I don't remember the year.
Okay.
But it was super. That's where I gained my love for the sport. I figured out not very women would feel confident going into a men's sport like that. I mean, I had all the confidence in the world. I never really cared what people thought of me, what was going on. I just knew I was a tough kid and that I could do it. And so I went up to our football coach. I signed up, and he's like, all right, let's do it. His name was Duke North. He was kind of like my mentor through all that. He was a super great dude. I loved the dude to death. He actually one who convinced me to play basketball too in middle school, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
But football kind of made me the person I am. It gave me my mental focus, gave me my physical toughness, mental toughness. It's a hard sport. And I don't think not anyone can go out on the football field and dominate it or do the great. My thing was I went out and I knew I was going to do the very best I could. I knew I was going to be the toughest kid out there and battle my butt off. That's what I knew I was going to do. And that kind of helped me with every other sport too, with basketball, my toughness on that. That's how I'm a great rebounder, great toughness kid, right? I'm a hustle kid. So that's what I'm going to do. I said, if I'm going to do one thing good, it's going to be hustling, right? I'm going to go for all those loose balls that not very many girls want to get on the floor for, right? And I'm going to win those. I know I'm going to win those by my toughness, right? And so I think that's something that football created for me. So,
did you have any big hits? Do you remember any big hits out on the football field?
I do remember some pretty big hits. So it was let's see. I don't know. I always played a lot against Colgan.
Okay.
And I remember we were playing corner. I was playing corner. They always ran the ball to the weak side. So whatever side had the least amount of yardage is the side they typically ran it to. And which was the side I was on. And so I remember it was Cooper Simmons. He was the running back. They handed up the handoff and he ran over. And I remember he thought he was going to plow straight through me. I got low. I tackled him, and it was a pretty big hit. That was pretty exciting. There's also a kick. We had a punt, and the guy didn't fair catch it, and I beat him down the field and just plowed straight through him. I love those big hit moments. I was a defensive player. It was awesome. I loved it.
So after high school, or actually even your senior year in high school, and trying to figure out what you wanted to do at the next level, what went into your recruiting process and eventually choosing Neosho?
So coming out of high school, actually, I only had 2 official offers. It was Neosho and Fort Scott Community College. I knew Neosho was the place for me though. Neosho, I've been going to camps up here since I was in 6th grade. JJ's kind of like a second dad to me, second home. Coach Mark's like a grandpa to me, and they're all great. They're like family up here, being up here for a while, JJ kind of created me and made me the player I am. He trusted me first. He believed in me first. He knew what I was capable of. I feel like not many people, coming from a small town, Riverton, Kansas, coming from Riverton High School, not very many people look at you and look at the competition and they kind of make you an underdog. I feel like I was an
True.
underdog recruit, and people didn't know what I was capable of. And so now being here at Neosho and being able to create, hopefully, a statement here and seeing that no, it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what you're capable of, that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and you can be as great as you want to be.
What's that style of play like at Neosho? I know you guys are fast paced and you're in and out. So what's it like just kind of playing in that style of a game?
I love it, man. It's crazy. It's chaotic. I mean, we have shirts that say chaos right across them. You know, that's all it's about. It's just chaos, man. I mean, 94 feet. I mean, if you talk to JJ, it's 94 feet of chaos is all it is. I mean, we're full court pressing. We're going at people. We're running people. We're hitting people. My first goal was to hit someone on the court. I mean, I want to make people aware that, hey, we're here to battle, man. Like, this is what we're here to do. We're not here. We're gonna be in a dogfight. You know, every game's a dogfight. You know, we're gonna out toughness you. We're gonna out rebound you. We're gonna outscore you. Right? You run down that court, hitting those threes. That's our goal, right? That's what we want to do. And being a part of this is just something great. It's my style of play. I love it. I mean, and it's something that we can go far with this year.
Well, Chloe, keep up the good work, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That is Chloe Parker, a member of the Neosho County women's basketball team and out of Riverton High School for our next level talents.